Thank you for tuning in to the Patricia Show. My name is Patricia. Please press like and subscribe and share this audio with someone who you may think need it. I have had a lot of people email me and ask me how that I always talk about the light and they don't understand the light. Number one, they don't understand what do you mean by focus within and how do you get more of that light into your world. All right. Let's go first with focus within. We okay, so when you're talking to people, like let's say if somebody come up and make you angry, all of your attention is focused on that person, right? So that's considered focused outside of you. If somebody has an accident up the street, all of your attention goes on that accident, correct? That means your attention is focused outside of you. When you're watching TV, the news, you're watching TV, period, anything on it. When you're watching TV, all of your attention is focused on the TV, right? That means it's focused outside of you. So that's what we mean by focused outside of you. Now, when you're focused inside of you, you will put your attention on the inside of you. Let's say you go into your heart center up in your chest and just put your attention on the inside of you. Now you're focused within. Or go in your stomach and just put your attention all the way back. You're inside your stomach, so go all the way back to the back, to your back, but you're still inside of your stomach. What is that? You're focused inside of you. That is what I mean by focus inside of you. So we lose ourselves from our mighty I am presence when we're constantly focused outside of ourselves. If you're focused on everything that happens outside of you, how are you connected with that divine God within? You're not. Let's say somebody come and talk to you. Just you meet somebody. You meet somebody. So when you meet somebody, what is the correct thing that you should do as a spiritual being? The correct way it should be done is that you're focusing part of your attention on the person you're meeting out because he or she is outside of you. You're focusing partly on that person. So some of your attention is going to be on that person, which is outside of you. Then another part of you is going to put your attention inside of you. Go through the stomach, go through the solar plex in the stomach, go through the heart chakra, but just be there inside of you. So now, if I go through the chest, which is my heart chakra, and I just focus my attention there, some of my attention is there, and the other part of my attention is on the new person I'm meeting. While that person is talking to me, I'm going to be able to tell if that person is a swindler, a liar, a con artist, or anything like that. Because when you're focused inside, your God self is able to communicate with you and tell you, Barbara, watch this person. Andy, this is not a good person. You get those feelings. My husband used to call them gut feelings that come in your chest and he used to tell me they come in his stomach and his solar plex area. He would just feel uncomfortable about some people. If I focus all of my attention on that person, I'm not going to get anything about that person because all of my attention is focused on them. I have to put some of my attention inside of me So my God self, that mighty I am, is able to communicate with me and direct me what to do, or to trust this person or not trust this person, or whatever the case might be. That's even when you're looking at the news and you want to know, like they might say, oh, the World War III gonna come or whatever. And when you focus your attention inside of yourself, partly inside and partly outside, your God self is going to tell you, oh, don't worry about it. They just talking, trying to make you scared. Nothing's going to happen. Or you're going to feel uncomfortable, very uncomfortable. Maybe, that something is going to happen. Your feelings, you have to learn as time go on to be able to interpret the feelings that God is giving you. But for the most part, usually they're very clear as to what you need to do. So you as a spiritual being should always have part of your attention focused inside of you and the other part in the world. When you allow all of your feelings to be, all of your attention to be in the world, it always, always will lead you wrong, because you are not connected with your God self. How are you able to communicate and get directions of what to do? Because all of your attention is focused outside of you. But that God lives within you. People will tell you God is within you. How do you connect with that God self? By constantly keeping your attention within you. Now, this is something that we're not used to doing. So in the beginning, it'll feel very uncomfortable. But I want you to practice this. Going about your day with part of your attention inside of yourself. And just hold it there. Whatever. Every time it comes, every time your attention focused outside of yourself, when all of your attention is outside of yourself, bring it back where some of your attention is inside and the rest is on the outside. So you're going to have basically split attention. Some of the attention might be focused on the TV program, and the other attention is focused within you. Because how do you know when you're watching TV that God is not trying to give you a message? You don't, unless you're focused within, and you might hear anything. One time I was sitting down, my attention was focused within, and I was thinking, God, I want to be a millionaire. I immediately got this feeling and heard this voice say, go into real estate. But I thought, real estate? I thought that was wrong. I said, real estate? I don't want to go into no real estate. I didn't hear it say anything else. I immediately pulled my attention out of within me and outside of me, saying what I didn't want to do. And then my mother's friend I had just moved to California at the time. My mother's friend had moved here as well. She was a school teacher, but she decided to go into, well, guess what? Real estate. Within 1 year of me hearing that, my mother's friend had went into real estate and she became a millionaire within 1 year. You know why? Because all of the prices of real estate and everything in California went sky high, and she became a millionaire. What did I do? I didn't do that because I didn't want to go into no real estate. I didn't do it at all, and I was still where I was a year later. So I missed that blessing, even though I was told to go into real estate. I didn't follow it. How many times we have done that? How many times have we've been going about our business, and we might hear a voice say, do such and such, and we looking around trying to figure out, how did I hear that? Where did that come from? Did I hear that? Did I not hear that? And we miss the directions. If you, again, your feeling, your attention should always be within you. And then the other part of you will be out in the world. Now, clearly you can't walk around with your attention always totally within you. You might get hit by a car because you don't even see the car going. You ain't paying no attention. So you need to put some of the attention inside, some of it, in your world. Now, let's say you're just sitting down reading a book or something. When I read a book, I put my whole attention inside of me. And that is, I've always done that. Like, just not even knowing, just, consciously not even aware that I do that. And I do. And when I'm reading the book, I used to always hear a voice say, that's not true. That's true. That's not true. As if it was telling me what was true. It was, a spiritual book always. But it was telling me what part of the book was true, what part wasn't true. Because all of my attention was focused inside of me. When you focus your attention inside of you, you are what? You're in a listening mode for your mighty I am. For your mighty I am to come and give you instructions, help you out with problems, tell you what to do or whatever, because you're in that, I call it a listening mode. When I used to go around my house and, cleaning up, how you clean up during the day. And believe me, I didn't do much cleaning, honey, because I hired a housekeeper. That's one thing I do not like doing is cleaning. But sometimes I did. So when I was cleaning, that was the time of me to focus my whole attention inside of me. So I could be, going through the house, washing dishes, what they call vacuuming or dusting. And my attention is always, for me, it's always inside of me at that time. One time I did this, it had never happened to me before. I could hear my sister and her friend talking, like they were having a conversation. I didn't know what was going on. And then I heard I could hear the conversation clearly. Then I called my sister and said, oh, I just heard whatever. She said, how you hear that? We was just sitting here talking about that. I was like, wow. Then I realized, wow, when I would, that could happen at any time. So another time, I was walking through my house cleaning. Sure enough, all my attention was focused within. I heard my cousin praying. But I heard her praying and she was saying, why did you give her all the gifts? Why didn't you give me the gift? I knew she was talking about me. And I knew she was so envious of me. So I called her and I said, I just heard you praying to God. She says, yes, I was just praying. And then I told her what I hear. She was very shocked that I could hear. She definitely apologized, but this was really what she felt. This had happened to me a couple of times when I was just walking through my house, focusing my attention within. God thought I needed to hear these conversations that these people were talking about me. And he opened those conversations up for me to hear them. And each time that I could hear these conversations, it was always they were saying something negative about me. So that's why I said God thought, hey, you need to hear these, and then open them up. So when I was reading books, I would focus all of my attentions within. Now, because I was what you call a psychic reader, I just say intuitive, but you call a psychic reader. I was always in this listening mode. So if somebody came to talk to me about, oh, they treated me so bad at my job, I begin to go back in that listening mode where I'm focusing my attention inside of myself. And then I'm listening to what you're saying. And then when you're telling me what's happening to you, what they're doing, you're complaining about your job, then when I'm focused in, it's opening up and telling me what's going on at your job. So then I could read everything about what's going along with your job. Because I used to say I'm in the listening mode. I'm connected now to the light of God. And therefore, it's the light of God is going to show me what's going on in your world, in your job, if that's what you're complaining about. If you're complaining about your boyfriend or your husband, and then I'm focusing part of my attention inside of myself, that is what God opens up for me, and I can see what's going on with your husband or like that. So this is what you call focusing within, and I want you to practice it and then put in the comments your results. Thank you so much for tuning in to the Patricia Show.